Buzzfry says, hey, gents, first off, thanks, Bradley, for the gmbprocess.com. Yeah, guys, if you don't have the GMB process checklist, just go to gmbprocess.com and you can get it. You got to opt in to get it, but check it out. It works. It works really well. So he says, now to my questions. Are you actively trying to index location pages with Magic Page plugin? Mike Martin says he doesn't proactively attempt to index the newly created location pages, such as requesting indexing via Google Search Console or any other methods. What's your stance? Thanks as always. Yeah, that I diverge. My opinion diverges from Mike Martin's at that right there about that specifically. And here's why, because I use Google Search Console's data to help me get better results in whatever projects I'm working on, because it provides so much data, right? It's like, and Magic Page sites, I think, are perfect for discovery. Like if you just go out and there's a project, a keyword that you want to target, and if you set up a Magic Page site and you target that keyword and, some location modifiers and all that kind of stuff, and you publish it out there and just, not even trying to rank it, but just what I like to do is connect it to Search Console. And once the pages start to index, whether you force that through submitting a sitemap or requesting individual URLs to be indexed or whatever. By the way, Omega Indexer is a great indexing service for indexing stuff too. That's also, I've had really, really good results with Omega Indexer. But what I'm saying is I'd like to take like these types of mass page sites or Magic Page plugin sites and connect them to Google Search Console. And then just you have to give it some time for things to start getting found and being indexed by Google. But then you can go in and do a query, go to performance and then go to the query search tab, and you can start to identify search queries, phrases that have given pages from the Magic Page site impressions. And I really don't care that much about where they're ranking, but what I want to see is like how many impressions particular phrases are getting, because that for me, especially in a new market where I don't understand perhaps the keyword sets as much, it gives me like insight, right? It gives me the intel on which keyword phrases are getting a lot of search volume in search. So, and again, the Search Console data will show that. And then if you check the box to show average ranking, if you imagine just publishing a Magic Page site where you're not doing any additional SEO to it, but you find phrases that are getting a high volume of search queries, like so impressions, and essentially, and then you also have pages that are ranking fairly well for not doing any additional SEO work to them, then those become your low-hanging fruit, your opportunities where you can go out and maybe publish a better site to target those specific phrases in those specific locations, or go maybe like, and when I say a better Magic Page type site, where you spend more time in it, you also start maybe doing some backlinking, add the SEO shield to it, all the stuff that we talk about. Or you could go out and build a more traditional web asset that might not be a Magic Page, but use. And so just to clarify what I mean, Magic Page sites can be great on the front end as the discovery, right? To identify these low-hanging fruit opportunities that don't require a lot of additional work to get really good results from, where then you can go build a traditional web asset like a normal WordPress site. You optimize for those terms and those areas so that you can rank them, and then add Magic Page to that site and build out the location pages surrounding it, or target some of the other terms, as we just talked about at length, Marco and I both, about how if you build a traditional web asset, that you start to build the authority to that entity and you start to gain some traffic and some traction with that site, then you add Magic Page to that site and then build the location pages out to start expanding from that site. So again, it's a really a three-step process. Step one, Magic Page that's connected to Search Console so that you can use it for discovery. Then build out a traditional web asset if you so choose, which is kind of the route that I'm going, to target what you've identified as opportunities. And then once that starts to rank, then you go back and add Magic Page to that more traditional built website to build out location pages to target either additional terms or additional locations around that, so that you start to grow like a weed, like Mike Martin says. So again, that's just a method that I like to use. I like using Search Console for all my sites, guys. I know that he doesn't do that, and that's fine. But particularly me, and I know Marco likes to use Google Search Console for a ton of data and insight as well. So Marco, I'll let you finish up, comment on that as well, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, no, because I don't use the Magic Page plugin. When we do mass page websites, they get submitted to Search Console. mass page. I don't care if it's 500,000 pages that we build, they're getting submitted for indexing, man. Now what we're doing though is kind of drip feeding. So instead of doing 500,000 all at once, drip feeding them over time so that they index, they get better indexation. But if it's 10, 15,000, they're getting submitted for indexing. I want them indexed, and I want them indexed for as long as possible.
Totally agree, man. I mean, Search Console is a wealth of information, guys. You know, and it's funny because Marco and I both did some training during POFU Live specifically about how to use Search Console and like how we use it for our own projects. It's crazy. So we're both on the same page there as well. So